Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, and in today's video, I'm gonna introduce to you a book that I have read this semester. It's I Am Malala by Malala Yousafzai. So without further ado, let's get started. Even if you are not interested in the international political situation, I believe that the majority of you are still aware of the striking events in Afghanistan this August. The Taliban take over Afghanistan, and there has been massive news coverage of this. At that time, a favorite page named Scholarship for Vietnamese Students, which I follow and check out every single day, also had a post of this book. When I saw the word Taliban in the title of the post, I immediately decided that I would read this book for my reading challenge because I was curious but had no idea about the Taliban nor what's happened in Afghanistan. This memoir was written by Malala Yousafzai. She is a Pakistani activist who has been working to promote girls' education since she was a young teenager. She gained global attention in 2012 when the Taliban gunmen shot her in the head due to her speaking out publicly against the prohibition on education for girls. Fortunately, she survived the attack, and since her recovery, she has continued to campaign for girls' education around the world. In 2014, Malala was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize, becoming the youngest recipient of the prize in her 17. Malala was born in Mingra City in the beautiful and tranquil Swat Valley in 1997. Her father, Sujardin, is a person who greatly valued education, and Malala was basically growing up in his school during her childhood, so she developed a deep passion for education too. Her life was supposed to be peaceful that way, despite some signals of the Taliban here and there. However, it was not so serious in Swat until the terror on September 11 in the United States, a country that is halfway across the globe, totally changed the whole world and brought war into her valley. As the mastermind of the terror, Osama bin Laden was hiding in Afghanistan. America has sent thousands of troops to this country, as well as Pakistan. Therefore, the Taliban in Swat Valley started to seize power against America. Since then, militancy has become more mainstream. There were more and more suicide bombings, which has been rare in Pakistan before. The Taliban also forced people to abide by their code of wearing. For example, women has to wear burqas whenever going out. Wearing a burqa is like working inside a fabric shuttlecock with only a grill to see through, and on hot days it's like an oven, described by Malala. What was more severe, as the Taliban regime became more aggressive and grew in both number and power, they ordered schools for girls to be closed. They also blew up many schools in the valley. This was when Malala started using the pseudonym Gun Makai to write a diary for the BBC about what life was like under the Taliban. At the time, she was only 11 years old. Since then, her activist journey has been more significant. She publicly spoke up, held conferences, and set up funds for girls' education, regardless of getting threatened and being shot in the head by the Taliban at the age of 15. I have to say that the organization of each chapter is kind of complicated. Let me explain. Most chapters are organized this way: stories of Malala and her parents, mostly her father. Then the political situation in Swat and Pakistan with significant events and lots of political figures. And then her story again. At first, I found it really hard to follow and to take notes, but after reading about 6 chapters, I began to get used to it, and now I think it's an effective way to write such a book. It's a memoir, but it's also like a historical novel of Pakistan too. So, by writing this way, Malala life is well intertwined with Pakistan history, which helps reader better visualize and understand what's going on in the country. It's difficult to imagine a chronicle of a war more moving, apart from perhaps the diary of Anne Frank. Also, Malala's feelings and opinions are clearly expressed throughout the book with the simple writing style of a teenager, which makes all the events become more lively. The book is a long and hard journey of peace-loving people standing up against the war. Some of them are Malala, her father Jardine and his friends, her classmates, correspondents, and lots of ordinary people around the world who were following and supporting Malala's activities. Some of them were threatened or even killed by the Taliban, but they didn't give up. "I'm scared of God, not the Taliban," quoted by Malala Yousafzai. In fact, she was scared. When she was listening to the guns, she thought, "I'm only human, and when I heard the guns, my heart used to beat very fast. Sometimes I was very afraid, but I said nothing, and it didn't mean I would stop going to school." And her father, Sir Jardine, was so outspoken and involved in so many groups and committees that he even had to sleep at his friend's house to protect his family in case the Taliban came for him at night. Yet he never questioned if he should stop his fighting. Who is Malala? I am Malala. As I said, the book is a combination of memoir and historical novel. So after reading this book, you will gain considerable knowledge about Pakistan, Taliban, and Muslim. Regarding Pakistan, I've learned about its founder, what he was like, and some of his quotes. For example, no nation can ever be worthy of its existence that cannot take its women along with the men. No struggle can ever be succeed without women participating side by side with men. Also, the book gives us a big picture of the political situation of Pakistan as well as a culture that favors boys to girls. It vividly describes the condition of living in Swat Valley where there is no clean water, stable electricity supply, nor TV and cell phone signal. I also understand key points about the Taliban, and that is what I expected to learn from the book when I decided to read it. For example, why can the Taliban recruit so many members even though they are bad guys? And most importantly, why the Taliban against girls' education? I can also tell you how the Taliban started their regime in Swat Valley. You know what? They started with a radio station, and at the beginning, people voluntarily gave lots of money to them. Most of us receive formal education, and sometimes we may take it for granted. When someone takes away your pens, you realize quite how important education is. That we all know it's necessary, we only truly know how important it really is until we cannot receive it anymore. Reading this book helps me visualize more vividly the obstacles to those students going to school. Only poverty is problematic enough, not to mention the war. That is the reasons that drive me to apply for the Babi scheme of Yolis. I want to join hands to facilitate education for the impoverished children in the mountainous areas of Babi. Malala was born in a culture that favors boys to girls. However, she was lucky to have parents who disapproved of this code of conduct and treated her with good things that are usually only for boys, and always wanted her to be free as a bird. Malala's father set a good example of courage and learning for her and her brothers. Without her family, Malala couldn't have brought such changes to the world. I would recommend this book for those who are interested in education, who want to understand about the Taliban regime, or if you feel empathy for Ali in Squid Game, a man coming from Pakistan, you may want to read about his country. So, that is the end of this book review. Thank you for watching and goodbye!